So next probably should look that up. What's up you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video we are doing the mid-year book freakout tag. And I know everyone says that in their video, but how the hell are we already in June? I cannot understand how we are already in June. This year is going by so fast. I know everyone is coming out with this tag lately, but this is kind of a time-sensitive video, so I figured I would still do mine. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Before we get started, if you're new here, welcome. Please consider subscribing if you like anything book related. I would love to have you back on my channel, and if you're a returning viewer, I love you so much. And let's get started. So the first question is best book you've read so far. And this one was a hard one, but at the same time it was quite easy to pick up, and it is The House in the Syrian Sea by T.J. Klune. I've read this book earlier this year and I just fell in love with this book and with this story, and it has to be my favorite book of the year. I know this book lately has been getting a little bit of backlash, but it's still one of my favorite books that I've read this year, so I still wanted to pick this book. I do have a book review dedicated to this book, so I will link it up above if you guys want to go check it out. If you've seen a few of my videos, then you would have heard me talk about this book, because I do talk about it quite a bit. This is kind of a magical realism book. It has a romance. It's just so cute and I really like it. Next question is the best sequel you have read so far, and this one was a easy one as well, because I haven't had the best of luck with sequel, and I didn't really enjoy any of the sequels that I've read except this one, but this one was a really good one. So it is The Two Towers, the second book in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I read this book earlier this year and I loved it. This is my first time actually reading the Lord of the Rings series. I read the first book last year and then the second book earlier this year, and I just loved it so much. I do have a reading vlog on that one as well. Link will be up above. But yeah, it was just so good and it was really surprising, and I did a comparison with the book and the movie, because I watched the movie right after reading the book. I really enjoyed that one. It was really good. I do plan on reading the third one soon, hopefully. But yeah, the Two Towers was the best sequel I've read, but also one of the best books that I've read this year as well, just in general. Next question is new release you haven't read yet, and I'm cheating a little bit, but not really. I'm going with the newest new release, and it is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've read pretty much all of her book except one, because I don't like sad books, and that one seems really sad. But I'm really excited about this one. I think this is like a spin-off from The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I love that book so much. It is probably my favorite of hers. So I'm really excited about this one. Next question is most anticipated release for the second half of the year, and I'm not someone who really follows like new release that closely, so I'm just gonna go with the Riley Sager's book, which is Survive the Night, which comes out actually pretty soon, because I think it comes out at the end of the month, like the end of month of June. So I'm actually really excited about that one. I only read Home Before Dark by Riley Sager, but I really enjoyed that one. So I'm excited for Survive the Night. Next question is biggest disappointment, and I've been quite lucky. I haven't had like some really bad books this year. I had a few obviously, but not too much. And this one is still a pretty good read. I still gave it like 3 stars. It was just, I was hoping I would love that book so much, because it's been getting so much hype when I picked it up, and it is a spoiler alert by Olivia Day. That honestly I just couldn't get past the premise of the book. It's about this guy who is this actor in a really big show, kind of like Game of Thrones, and he writes fan fiction on his own show. Yeah, I couldn't get past that. It just wasn't realistic in my opinion, so I couldn't get past that. And then the girl in the story is a plus size girl, and she also writes fan fiction on that show, and then one day one of her photos goes viral, and then he invites her on a date and they fall in love and blah blah blah, and they've known each other from the fan fiction site. It was a cute story, but I just couldn't get past the premise of the book. It wasn't realistic at all. So yeah, I was a little bit disappointed in this book. It was still a good book. It was still a 3 stars. I know she came out with a second book in this series, which I will probably pick up at some point, because I did enjoy it. I just didn't love it as much as everyone else. like I said, it was still 3 stars. And then the next question is the biggest surprise, and this one hands down goes to Black Sun by Rebecca Warnhorst. I had heard some amazing thing about this book when I had picked it up, but I was still surprised on how much I loved this book. I ended up giving this book like 4.5 stars, 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I kind of just picked it up on a whim one day. I love the cover. I think the cover is gorgeous, and so I just started reading it and I just fell in love with this book. And so I do have a reading vlog for this book and a book review on this book, so I will link those down below if you want to go check them out. And yeah, I don't know, I really like this book, and it really surprised me, and I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. Next question is favorite new author, and I haven't read a ton of books by the same author this year. I don't think I actually did read like 2 books from the same author this year. I'm gonna go with TJ Klune basically, because this is the best book that I've read this year, and I do really want to read more from TJ Klune from now on, so I'm just gonna go with this one. I don't know if that counts as a favorite new author because I only read 1 book from him, but I do want to read more from him from now on. So my battery died obviously, so I'm hoping the angle is good. So the next question is newest fictional crush, and I was thinking about it, and I don't get crush anymore when I read books, which is kind of sad but not really at the same time. I think I've grown out of that phase in my life. I remember when I was like younger and I would read books and I would get like the biggest crush on these characters, but I don't really do anymore. So I'm not gonna go with like one character, I'm gonna go with like a couple, which I just love them so much, and it's going to be Charlie and Nick from the Heartstoppers graphic novel. This book was so cute and so adorable, and I just have a crush on both of them, like together. Like yeah, that's my answer. I don't know if it's a good answer. I just have a crush on both of them together. And then the next question is your newest favorite character. I'm gonna have to go with Amari from Amari and the Night Brother. This is a book that I read quite recently. I do have a reading vlog on this one as well. Link will be up above. I have so many links. Editing me will kind of be annoyed, but it's fine. So yeah, I loved her so much. She was so strong and such a badass character, but she also could be vulnerable and be like a loving character as well. I really liked her so much, and I thought she was so well built as well, and her arc was really good. I really like her, and I cannot wait to read the second book whenever that one comes out. Next question is a book that made you cry, and I don't cry that much in books. I used to more, maybe like my heart has hardened with time, but I don't cry anymore in books that much. I will say I did cry when I read Anne of Green Gables, but I cry all the time in the book or in the movie. Like in the movie, there's one scene in the end which makes me cry all the time. I don't want to spoil anything. Next question is a book that made you happy, and I'm gonna go with a new read as well, and it is Red, White and Royal Blue. I read this one earlier this week basically, so it is a recent read, and this book made me so happy overall. Like, I wasn't expecting that. It is a romance book. Sometimes romance book, I mean, I like them, but this one was really funny, and I didn't expect it to be that as funny as it was. So I really liked it, and made me really happy. It made me smile, and I just loved their relationship together. It was a really cute book, really funny book, and it made me funny. It made me smile a little bit, and it did make me laugh quite a few times. So this is my pick. Next question is most beautiful book you've bought so far this year, and that one was a hard one for me again, and I ended up picking The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. This is the Fairloot edition, and Fairloot nailed it for this one. It is so pretty. I love purple, and I don't have a lot of purple books. I realized when I was doing my rainbow shelf, purple is a color that I don't have a lot of books in. So I really like this one. It has some really pretty stencil sprayed edges, but what I like about this one a lot is the inside. First of all, yeah, there's this as well, like how gorgeous, and then the inside flap. I just love that art. I don't want to glare you. Yeah, I just love this art. It is so pretty. And I've heard some really good things about this book now, and so I'm really excited to pick it up. And then the last question is, what book do you need to read? Oh, books. So it's plural. Okay, so the last question is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? And I'm gonna pick The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. I really need to read this one. I've started it. I am 30 pages in, which is like nothing really, like it's nothing. But yeah, I really want to pick it up soon. I loved the first one. I read it earlier this year, and I really need to pick it up. It's a big book, and I don't like big books. So I just have to, I think, sit down one day and just start it and get into it. And then the other one that I really want to read soon is going to be Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. I've heard so many good things about this book, so I really want to pick it up soon. I love the cover. It's gorgeous. I've heard some amazing things for so long about this book now that I need to pick it up. And I've been wanting to pick it up for quite some time now, and I don't know why I haven't. Like these two, I don't know why I haven't picked them up yet. But I want to, and I need to. So yeah, so that's it guys. Those were all the questions for the mid-year freakout tag. I would love if you guys would comment down below any of your response for these questions. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night depending on when you're watching this, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!